Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 13.14. The chapter which we are related with is leverage and capital structure. We have already understood what is capital structure for an organization. Some personal questions which were not belong to an organization are already been solved, and we have solved several questions of an organization, a public limited company which used to have several different types of capitals in the organization. Your book is Managerial Finance by Lawrence Gitman. This 13.14 is particularly related with two basic things: leverage and capital structure. We have degree of financial leverage, degree of total leverage, and we have degree of operating leverage. But right now we will be focusing upon degree of financial leverage, which is directly or indirectly associated with capital structure. In earlier question, we have taken a brief introduction of capital structure, where when financing is arranged by own sources, it is called equity financing. And in case if finances are resourced from outside, it is called debt financing. Outside means when they are not willing, when investors are not willing to invest in your company. So instead of taking investment, instead of making them as shareholders, you have offered them to become creditors instead of shareholders. So difference is what they will give loan, it would become debt financing. When they have invested as shareholders, it would be considered as equity financing. Under equity financing, we have seen common stock, preferred stock, and retained earning. These are three different types of equity financing. Common stock, when you have issued your shares to ordinary public, or ordinary public has invested in your organization as shareholders, and they will be facing loss and sharing profits. So on the basis of profit loss sharing, common stockholders will invest in your company. Second is preferred shareholders, a little bit different to common stockholders, or a preference would be given to the preference shareholder. What will happen? Initially, company will earn profit, will pay all operating expenses. After that, all outside expenditures like or interest or taxes, then they have amount balance in their account as an income. So this income would be distributed preferably to preferred shareholders first, and after that, if you have balance in your profit, that balanced profit can be distributed to common shareholders. So preference would be given to the preferred stockholders first. They will be given dividend, and after that, dividend would be distributed among common shareholders. Retained earning mean when you are not distributing your profit either to common shareholders or preferred shareholders. With their permission, this profit would be retained inside the organization and will be used for any future financial need of organization. So this is retained earning, and all three aspects are considered to be equity financing. Then we have debt financing, when you are unable to source your financial needs from inside. Nobody is ready to invest, or sometime it happens that you are at peak of your financial positions where you are earning a very fruitful profit. If you will ask somebody to invest as shareholder, it would not be in favor of you. So what you will do, you will take loan from public or any organization with a relatively less rate of return. In case of debt financing, you will give interest. In case of equity financing, you will be giving profit or loss. So on basis of profit loss sharing, you will have investment from shareholders, and in this case you will be paying interest. And debt financing, that means you have directly taken debt or loan from bank or any organization, or you have debentures, or you have bonds. All these are absolutely similar with a little difference in their structure, but collectively since it's not our topic, so sometime we will discuss it, the difference of that debentures and bond. But right now you will understand that these are a sort of loans taken from organization, individuals, or any other company, for which you will have to pay the interest. So these are two basic structure of financing: equity financing and debt financing. And after which we will see what this organization does have, the structure of their capital, and since we are related with financial leverages, and after which we will discuss how we can calculate degree of financial leverage. This is the first introduction: debt financing, equity financing under capital structure, and secondly, degree of financial leverage. For that we have several formulas of degree of financial leverage, but overall all these formulas are coherent and correlated. Degree of financial leverage. First you will see change in EBIT, and it would be divided by, first formula what we are discussing is change in EBIT, and it would be divided by change in EPS. Over here you may understand EBIT is earning per share, earning before interest and tax. I will let you know this can be calculated, though we have already used it for several times. And secondly, what is EPS? It is basically earning per share, and that would be calculated by net earning divided by number of shares. This way you will be able to calculate your EPS or earning per share. Okay, we are up to calculation of degree of financial leverage, where we have got our first formula, change in EBIT, which would be which would be divided by change in EPS. This is first formula. And then we have our second formula, where we will use again to calculate financial leverage. We will be related with our earning before interest and tax, again EBIT, and it would be divided by again EBIT, and you will subtract interest. So this is your second formula. Kindly keep it in mind. We have EBIT, earning before interest and tax, was mentioned over here, and same earning before interest and tax would be used over here, and then we will subtract interest. We will get our financial leverage. And then we have third formula: if we have preferred shares in our questions, so again EBIT would be used, and it would be divided by again EBIT minus interest, and you will subtract preferred dividend paid to the preference shareholders, and it would be divided by 1 minus tax. So these are three formulas which would be used to calculate degree of financial leverage. If you will be giving attention, actually these are same formulas. In absence of preferred shareholders you can use it, but if preferred dividend is not present in the question, obviously this part would be relieved, and this part would not be included in your formula, and remaining formula is what? Same what we have written at second stage. So these are three formulas which would be used to calculate your financial leverage, and finally we will use it. But before that we should know how to calculate earning before interest and earning after interest, earning before tax or earning after tax, and this would be used to calculate our financial leverages. Okay, come over here, and we are now going to see what is requirement of our question. Wells and Associates is the company name, has an EBIT. EBIT is already given 67500. Interest is given, and number of shares are 1500. Assume 40% tax rate. So we have tax rate and we have interest. Up till now, preferred share dividend is not given in the question. Use degree of financial leverage formula to calculate degree of financial leverage. Or at C point, we may have shares from preferred stock, so it means we will be using these two formulas. In first 2 points, EBIT divided by EBIT minus interest would be used. Alright, so first step is to calculate your degree of financial leverage, for which we are going to make our income statement. Kindly keep it in mind, income statement would be made in full, no matter preferred share dividend is given or not given, no matter if tax is given or not given. So we will be constructing our full income statement. Over here, let's start our income statement, for which what we need, EBIT at first stage. You will subtract your interest and you will get earning after interest but before tax. Tax was not calculated over here. After which you will calculate your tax, and then we will have earning after interest and after tax. We would have then preferred shares dividend to be paid out, and finally we have our net earnings. Okay guys, the elements which are given in your question would be seen over here. We have EBIT 67500. Let's put it down. 67500 is your EBIT, and then interest cost is 22500. We have 22500. Over here you can calculate your earning after interest, which is just the difference of EBIT and interest. EBIT is 67500 and you will subtract 22500 as your amount of interest. Difference of these two items would have our earning, and this earning kindly note it down. It is after interest but before calculation of tax, since tax has not been calculated. Over here you will calculate your tax, and how? This is your earning before tax, 45,000, and you will multiply it with tax rate, and that tax rate is 40%. This way you can calculate your tax. Kindly keep it in mind, we have earning before tax but after interest. EBIT was also present, it is earning, but do not take it, take earning after interest. Immediately before tax, the earning is actually the earning before tax and after interest. Let's calculate the tax. 45,000 multiply by 40 divided by 100, so you will get your tax. Now we can calculate earning after interest and after tax, which is simply the difference of tax and earning. Previous earning was 45,000 and you need to subtract your tax, which is 18,000. So we have got our earning after interest and after tax. Since in first part you can have an idea that no preferred dividend is being provided, so what you will do, zero dividend for the time being, and here you can calculate your net earning as well. Due to zero dividend, same level of income which was present over here, highlighted area 27,000. If you will subtract 0, you will get the same earning over here. So in this way your earning has been calculated, and let's see how many number of shares we have. Look over here, 15,000 number of shares. Here EPS would be calculated. EPS is what? Earning per share, and that would be calculated by net earning and it would be earning. It would be divided by number of shares. So this is the formula which will be used to calculate earning per share. Net earning you will take from here 27,000 and it would be divided by number of shares. Just we have seen 15,000. Statement is completed. Now we can put it on our calculator, and with this we can calculate it. Earning per share shares were 15,000. 15,000. So we have got 1.8. Look, first answer is present over here, 1.8. So in this way earning per share has been calculated, and now we are open to calculate our financial leverage. Financial leverage can be calculated by dividing earning EBIT. Look, our EBIT is already present over here, and then you can divide it earning after interest and tax 27,000. Okay, so here the second requirement is what? Use of degree of financial leverage, and formulas were written over here. Just let it down. Degree of financial leverage would be calculated by taking EBIT, and it would be divided by earning after interest but before tax. Kindly note it down. This is formula, and this formula was discussed over here. These are three formulas which we can use. Right now we are using the second formula. Can you tell me why I haven't used first or third formula? This formula is used when your preferred dividend is not present. So in first part preferred dividend was not given, so we are using this formula and not using third. And why not first? Change in EBIT. This can be used only if comparative income statements are made, if there are several EBITs are given in the question. And over here you can see that you have only one EBIT. Our first requirement is degree of financial leverage. Formula is written over here, and now you can calculate by putting the amounts. EBIT 67500, and you need to divide it earning after interest but before tax. Earning after interest before tax is 45,000. Statement is completed. Now you can put it on your calculator. So we have got 1.5, and look over here, our second answer is 1.5. What we have done, we have used degree of financial leverage formula with which our answer 1.5 is above. So EPS and DFL has been calculated. This is your DFL, degree of financial leverage, 1.5. Let's mark it our answer so that it can be evident. And we have calculated earning per share as well, so let's mark it. Alright guys, now get back to the question, and what C requirement is saying, if firm also, no, we are on B requirement, using a set of EBIT, EPS, plot, wells and associated financial plan. Alright guys, for making a good financial plan, we must have, this is our B part. I was saying we must have our graphical inputs. Over here you are going to make your graph with EBIT and EPS. Both inputs would be used. So I was saying we must have elements related to EBIT and EBS. So why not we should create it EBIT and EPS. So here EPS was calculated 1.8, put 1.8 over here. At this stage your EBIT was 67500, put over here 67500. When you want to present it on a graph, obviously you have 2 to 3 points. A single element would not be let you make the graph. So to make the graph, we will suppose something. Kindly understand, we are assuming, we are supposing right now if our EBIT has been changed. So let's suppose if your EBIT becomes half. To make it half, what you will do is 67500 divided by 2. And you can make it double. To make it double, what you will do is 67500 multiply by 2. So we have different sort of EBITs and we will see what impact would be there if you have changed your EBIT, what EPS you will get. For that, please note it down how you have calculated your EPS. With this, you need your net earning and then you will divide it with number of shares. So here we will take our second statement. We have changed our EBIT from 67500 to 33750. 33750 would be put over here. Interest would not be changed. It would remain same 22,500. And we can calculate our earning after interest but before tax, which is difference between interest and EBIT. Stop right now what we are doing. I'm again letting you understand we need to put it on a graph. For graph we do need more than one statements. So here you are making statement for 3. This is supposed amount 33 and 135 is also a supposed amount. So you don't need to bother about that. You can write anything. What I have done, I have taken half of original EBIT over here and double of EBIT over here. You can write 30,000, 20,000, 10,000, 15,000, whatever do you like. And over here 1 lakh, 125, 135, 160, whatever do you like you can put over here. And same amounts you will write over here just to calculate your net earning so that we can calculate our earning per share. So here earning after interest can be calculated by subtracting your EBIT 333,750 and subtract 22,500, which is your amount of interest. We have got earning after interest plus before tax. As at this stage you will calculate your tax. Upon here you have calculated 40% of earning. Right now we have earning double one 11250 and we will take its 40%. In this way we have calculated our tax. Okay, after which we can calculate our earning after interest and after tax, which is simply the difference between tax and previous earning. Your previous earning was 11,250 and you will subtract 4,500, which was your tax. We have got our income after interest and after tax. There is no preferred share dividend. So if we would have the same amount of earning which we have calculated as earning after interest and after tax, net earning would be same as in absence of preferred share dividend. Alright, So if our EBIT is 33750, your net earning would also be dropped from 27,000 to 6750. Here you will calculate earning per share, and let me take these headings over here if they can adjust. So earning per share would be calculated by net earning 6750, and it would be divided by number of shares, which were 15,000. Statement is completed. Now you can put it on calculator, divided by 15,000. So guys, no, it's not possible. Okay, 10 was extra. Let's remove it. Okay, we have got our new earning per share when your EBIT is 33750. Okay, so to make our graph, we were in need to put our EPS. New EPS was calculated 0.45 or 0.45. Let's put it over here. One stage has been cleared. Now we will calculate our EPS if EBIT is 135. This is third time I'm reminding you, these are supposed amount. 6750 we have calculated. Okay, let's highlight them. This 67500 was calculated through question, and these 33 and 135, these are supposed amount. And now we will calculate our EPS when EBIT is 1,35,000. Same procedure we will use over here, and what, okay, we can do it over here. Your new EBIT is 135,000, and this 135,000 is your EBIT, after which you will put your interest, which would not be changed, as no matter how many number of shares you will have to pay interest in the same way, because it is a loan which you have taken. So loan or interest 22,500. Now you can calculate your earning after interest but before tax, which is just the difference of interest and EBIT. 135,000 is your EBIT, and you will subtract 22,500 amount of interest. So we have got our earning after interest but before tax. Here you will calculate your tax. Tax would always be calculated through earning before tax. This is your earning before tax, but after interest you will take 112,500 multiply by 40 and divided by 100. Please note it down. Which earning we have used? After interest but before tax. That earning would be used to calculate your tax. After calculation of tax, you can now calculate your earning after interest and after tax, which is actually the difference between tax and previous earning. Your previous earning 112,500, and you will subtract your tax 45,000. This way you have got your earning after interest and tax. Since preferred dividend is not given, you can now finally calculate your net earning, which is difference between preferred share dividend and previous earning. Dividend was 0, it means your previous earning would also be your net earning. We have calculated our net earning, and now it's time to calculate EPS. Formula is here. We will just save our time to put this formula as it is. Okay, your net earning over here is 67500, and you need to divide it with number of shares. 15,000 were given in your question. Those number of shares will not be altered. Statement has been completed. Now you can calculate earning per share, and what we have got is 4.5. So let's come down. We have got our third point, 4.5. Again, I'm letting you know that these were supposed amounts, so that we can put or present it on graph. 67500 original amount of EBIT and 1.8 original amount of EPS. Come over here. You have calculated EPS, and this is your EBIT given in your question. So we have used same amounts over here. Remaining two amounts were supposed. EBIT supposed amount 33, and by putting this EBIT in income statement we have got our EPS 0.45. In the similar way we have supposed third EPS EBIT 135,000 and we have put this EBIT in our income statement to calculate EPS. We are now open to put it on our graph, for which we have two axes. First is your x-axis, then we have y-axis. So these two axes would be used. Actually this distance will disturb us, so instead of doing here, we are performing our work over here. That's the right place. Okay, let's make little larger. Over here we have x-axis completed and we have y-axis. On x-axis we can put our EBIT. So here you will put EBIT. Statement is not favoring, let's unmerge it. Here you will put EBIT, and you can see your EBIT least is 33 and highest is 135,000. Okay, so we need to put exact amounts. 33,750 first amount. Let's arrange them. To make the graph you will have to be patient. Okay, it's not the thing that you will put the formula and will get the answer. Over here you will write 67500. Next amount is to make equal distance, we are adding it, and the final amount would be this. How I have written these amounts? Look at air distance between, the physical distance between this point and this point should always be equal. You can see we have got the different points. At here I would like to insert points, so we can take circles over here. So first circle is here, we need 4. First point is here, then we have our second point. Look over here, equal distance is being taken. Next point, since I do have a line, it's little easy for me to adjust, but you will use your scale to make these points. We have got these 4 points. So what I was saying, the physical distance and numerical distance would always be same. Now use your calculator and you will come to know that difference between these two amount is 33, difference of these two amount is 33, difference of these two amount is 33. You can check it out and you will come to know that distance is equal. So what we have done, physical distance is also equal and numerical distance is equal as well. So here again we need to put the points. 4 points are needed. Let's take our first point, and difference of two lines would be taken. We have got our first point, and then we will take our second point, difference of two lines. This would be, when you will be making it on your paper, believe me, you will be doing absolutely same, but the difference would be, here I am using Excel. I have not to draw it by hand. Okay, 4 points are taken. And over here, please understand their physical distance. Check it out. Absolutely similar, two lines difference. Physical distance we have made equal. And now we will put the amount of EPS. So least EPS is 0.45. Here you will put equal distance. Let me arrange it. First element we need to put is 0.45, 0.45. In next point, what you will do, 0.45 multiplied by 2 to make the distance equal. For third, 0.45. Guess what I am doing? Multiply by 3. And next, 0.45. Guess with which element we will multiply? 4. So, okay, we need to go till 4.5. So it would take so much time. Let me see what I have written. Okay, 0.45 was needed to be put over here. And till 4.5 we need more space. 9 lines are needed, and it can happen with you as well. So instead of 0.45 we need some bigger amount. Let's take 1, making it little more simple. 9 lines are needed. So 1, 2, okay, we can take it like this. Why not to make more points? So this is your second point. Graphs takes time, but please understand that these are important figures. So points are being taken over here. Okay guys, we have got our points. At this stage, look at over here, the least point which we need is 0.45. So just write down 0.45 over here. Then we need next point, 0.45 multiplied by 2. Then we have 0.45 multiplied by 3. 0.45 multiplied by 4. Okay, 0.45 multiplied by 5. We want to reach up till where? This 4.5 is needed to be put. So we will continue our journey. 0.45 multiplied by 6. 0.45 multiplied by 7. We are just reaching 0.45 multiplied by 8. Again 0.45 multiplied by 9. Its next amount 0.45 multiplied by 10. Okay, 8, 7, 6, everything is okay. Next point is also needed because we want to go. Okay, point have been achieved, 4.5. So let's make the dots as well. This is so guys, you have understood how to make x-axis and y-axis, and I am sure that whenever you will be doing this, you will be as careful as you are looking over here. The physical distance is equal, numerical distance is also equal. Here you can see physical distance is equal and numerical distance is also equal. So for first point, let's come over here. What we need is EBIT double three. This is your double three EBIT and EPS 0.45. So first point which you need to put is here. Let's change its color so that you can understand what we are doing. This is your first line, and next is 67500. This is your EBIT. At this stage EPS was 1.8. This is 1.8, and your EBIT. Okay, we were just to change its color. Look over here, 67500 is present over here, 67500, and we will go up till 1.8. And at this stage we have got 1.8. This is your second, and now we are going to have it our third point, which is what, 13500. This is 13500. At this stage we have 4.5. So let's get up, and I'm very hopeful. Okay, this is 4.5 exactly. Here was the stage 4.5. So we have got our 3 points. Our points are ready. Now we will coincide each other, for which a line is needed. Okay, this is your first point, this is second point, and you are putting a line exactly according to these. Okay, so in this way, just first line has been completed. So this is your graph, and we have done a lot of work hard just to get this line. This is your EBIT present over here, and here you have put your EPS. Your graph is in front of you. Okay guys, let's get back to the question, and we have taken a lot of time to create this graph, but it was very important. Using a set of EBIT EPS axis, plot owner's financial plan. So what it is, this is your financial plan, and we will discuss later on what this line is showing, because it has been given in the question. Briefly discuss the graph of two financial plans. D point, no, C point, if the firm has 1000 share preferred stock, 6 annual dividend, and 1000 are total number of shares, per share dividend is 6, what is DFL? So come over here, as it was mentioned that we have three formulas, and now preferred dividend has arrived. We will use third formula to calculate our DFL. So what you will do, I am just taking and hiding these headings, since in absence or in presence was having no meaning. I will take this whole graph, this whole input, to use and calculate our third part. Again, there is a difficulty of taking this. So what was the problem. So step by step we can take. Okay, first step has been completed. Now this was your second step. Good, it has been taken. We don't need this, and we don't need this in this way. This is also not needed. Statement has been completed. Let's get above, and we are using this heading as well at this place, income statement. So get back to the question and refresh yourself what we are going to do. If the firm has 1000 share preferred stock and 6 dividend, in your statement have you seen that we haven't used this process? Preferred share dividend was not written. EBIT given in your question is 67500. Let's put the amount 67500. At this stage our amount of interest was 22,500. 22,500 is your amount of interest. By reaching this stage you can calculate your earning after interest, and how you will calculate it is basically the difference of interest and EBIT. EBIT is 67500 and you will subtract your amount of interest 22500. We have got earning after interest. Now you can calculate your tax, for which you need your income after interest, and that is 45,000. You will take 40%. In this way your statement can be completed. Here you will calculate 45,000 multiplied by 40 divided by 100. So you have got your tax as well. Now you can calculate your earning. Next earning is after interest and after tax, which is actually the difference of tax and previous earning. Previous earning 45,000 and you will subtract your amount of tax 18,000. You have got your earning after interest. And now dividend. This is the new point which you have seen over here. C point is saying 1000 shares, 6 per share dividend. Here space is lower. Let's calculate over here. 1000 number of shares and each share will get 6 rupees dividend. Please note it down. This is your preferred share dividend, and after its calculation we are now able to calculate our net earning, which is actually the difference of preferred share dividend and previous earning. Your previous earning 27,000 and you will subtract preferred share dividend, that is 6,000. So 21,000 is net earning. Come over here, you can now calculate your earning per share, which would be answer, which you can calculate by taking your net earning and divided by your number of shares. Net earning is 21,000 and you need to divide it with number of shares 15,000 as it was mentioned in your question. Look over here, 15,000 are number of shares. Okay, statement has been completed. Now you can put it on your calculator. 21,000 divided by 15,000, we have got 1.4, and you can see your EPS at C point is 1.4 and what we have calculated is also 1.4. Alright, now degree of financial leverage, we have used the formula. Several formulas were used over there, but here we will change. This was the formula which were used for first point, and now since preferred share dividend has arrived, for this you will change your formula. And over here you will be using earning after interest and before tax. Instead of this we'll have to change it, and we will use EBIT. We'll subtract interest and we'll subtract what? preferred dividend, and it would be divided by 1 minus tax. It is requested to please note it down. This formula, this is for your degree of financial leverage. We have changed this formula because we have got our dividend. Now we will be putting values in it. EBIT, look over here, EBIT is 67500, 500. Then you need to divide again with 67500, minus interest was 22500, I think. Let's see. Yes, interest is 22500. Okay, and then you need to subtract by opening bracket. Preferred shares dividend is 6000. You need to divide it with 1 minus tax rate. 1 minus 40% is your tax rate. 40 divided by 100, that means 0.4. Close your bracket. So this would be your formula, and I'm just writing down the bracket so that you should remember how to put it on your calculator. 2 opening brackets, 3 opening brackets, 4, and closing brackets are 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 extra bracket. So please note it down how to put these amounts on your calculator. You can calculate separately as well, but with single input it would be calculated. So it's better to understand it how to put it on your calculator. First you will see 67500, and then you will divide 67500, subtract 22500. Please follow this formula, and this whole amount again how it would be divided again. That's the problem. Minus 6000 divided by 1 minus 0.4, you will get 0.6. Okay, and close your bracket. I'm hopeful that it would work. Otherwise, we'll have to calculate separate. This bracket and this bracket would be calculated separately, and difference would be put again. But let's see if Excel is understanding what we are willing to do. We have our amount 1.92. What was next? 928. It can be called 1.93. Let's round it off, or 1.93, as it was 8 over here. Let's check it out, the answer. So we have got 1.93. Thankfully Excel had received this. So here you can take the screenshot how to put these amounts on your calculator. Please note it down how to put the brackets. Look over here, when you will use your simple scientific calculator, these brackets will play a key role. So note it down how to put brackets. Otherwise, what will you do? Like in 6th or 7th standard, you will solve this bracket first, and then 6000 divided by the bracket, one answer, second answer, and third answer. Then you will take the difference of these two answers and will be putting them in third or fourth step. So it would be very hard to do that. Instead of doing this, just put it everything on your calculator just by putting these brackets. You will get your answer by single touch. 1.93 is your answer. Over here, your C part has been completed. Now again you need to plot second financial plan including 1000 number of shares. Over here we have already calculated our degree of financial leverage. Earning per share has already been calculated. Since this is your second plan, so what we will do, we will use only two income statements. 67500 is your EBIT and EPS is 1.4. We will use the same graph. 67500 over here, Okay, the point which can be taken like this 67500, and you need to put it at 1 point. Next point is what? Your EPS is 1.4. On graph this is 1.35 and this is 1.8. On previous graph 1.8 was on 6750. So our point would be just down to 1.8 but above than 1.35. But how to get your second point to make a line? For that we will come over here and we'll make a dummy statement. So what you will do, you will double this 67500 multiply by 2. You have got your dummy EBIT. Please understand, it is just the supposed amount. Your amount of interest would remain same, 22,500, and here the difference would be calculated to have earning after interest and before tax. So your EBIT was 135, amount of interest 22,500, and here you have calculated earning after interest. Now here you will calculate your tax. Your previous earning is 112500, multiply by 40 divided by 100. You have got your tax as well. Now after tax income can be calculated, which is difference of tax and previous earning. Your previous earning 112 and subtract your tax 45,000, we have got earning after interest. Preferred share dividend is 6,000, which was calculated over here. And when your dividend has been calculated, you can calculate your net earning, which is actually the difference of dividend and previous earning. Previous earning 67500, and you will subtract your preferred share dividend 6,000. We have got 61,500 are net earning. All right. So earning per share, we will use this formula, and we need to have net earning. Net earning 61500, and you will divide number of shares 15,000. Statement is completed. 61500 would be divided by number of share 15,000. You have got your EPS 4.1. Now note it down, 135,000 in graph over here, 135,000, and okay, why it's not getting the point? Let's take it. No. Okay, we need to put a new point right now for 135,000 and 4.1. 135,000 is over here. This was our first point. Okay, why it is no, it's not coming. I was actually okay, now it had come. For second, what we need is 135,000, which is over here. Let's align it. And the second amount is 4.1. Go up and look where is 4.1. Last point was 4.5, and this 4.1 would be a little bit down. 4.1, a bit down. So we have our second statement. Let's change its color so that you can distinguish it. Make it yellow, and we are making it as well yellow. Okay, this is your second line, and what we will do now, we will coincide it. For that we need a line. So this is your first point, and just coincide it with other second line. Okay, let's change its color as well and make it vibrant, like okay, this pinkish color can work. So these are two different financial plans. Blue is showing over here what was requirement. If the firm has 1000, use set of EBIT and plot the graph. For A part, you have plot the graph in B part. For C part, you have plot the graph in D. So you should have two different plans. These are two different plans over here. This pinkish type of graph is actually including your preferred share dividend, and blue graph, that means you don't have preferred share dividend. And for both we have changed it. Why not we should have graph representation over here. What inputs you have made? EBIT and your EPS. Your EBIT when it was 67500, your EPS was calculated over here 1.4. Why not to highlight it as well? Your EPS at 67500 was 1.4. Put it over here 1.4. And when you have changed your EPS from 67 to 135,000, your EPS was changed from 1.4 to 4.1. So these are two statements used to make this pinkish graph. So hopefully you have understood how to put these items in graphs. Let's go back, and E point is saying briefly discuss the graph. Okay, you can see that both graphs are positive, showing that there is direct relation. Positive graphs and trends showing direct relation between EPS and EBIT. That means increase in EBIT would deal with increase in EPS. So this is our conclusion. It means if you will increase your EBIT, your EPS would also increase. That is little simple matter. Means if your total earning would be increased, earning per share would also be increased. This positive relationship is showing that as you will increase your EBIT, your EPS would also be increased. This positive trend is showing the same. This was your E point which we have calculated. Okay, Ji, let's review our question. First, A part was having two answer, EPS 1.8 and DFL 1.5, EPS 1.8 and 1.5. Then we have started our B point to put it on graph. This was your B point, and we have made graph in B point. And then we have gone to the C point where preferred share dividend was added. This is your preferred share dividend, and you have made it C point. At D point we needed to put the graph. This pinkish additional line is graph for D point, and C point was conclusion, and this is E point where we have put the graph. So hopefully you people have understood everything. All answers are matched. Question has been reviewed. 13.14 has been completed. It means everything is in front of you. Review is present, graph is present, answers are matched, question is reviewed, 13.14 is completed. So for the time being, it's time to end our lecture. 13.14 has been completed, and we will surely be meeting to solve any other question in future. Up till then, please take care of yourself, and I'm requesting you to please pray for me, and a humble request to repeat this question 4 to 5 times and make graph in a better way by hand using scale and pencil and other geometrical instruments. Make it well. This graph is so important to understand, so I'm requesting you to draw the lines carefully. Okay ji, 13.14 is completed. It's time to say goodbye. Thank you very much for your time. Allah Hafiz.